Alright, so here at Stacks Gamings, we have Jacob Melendez with his Zefra deck profile. Throughout the tournament, he got really bad pairing downs. He would have probably gone into the top 4 play, if not for his last match and all his bad breaks in the brackets. So he's going to be showing off his deck a little bit today, and I'll be helping commentate on it.
Yeah. On my pairings on that tournament, basically I went 3-1. Like I said, my pairings were all pair downs. My first one I went 2-1, the 2-0, 2-0 for the last 2 ones, and I lost against my friend.
Prank Kids.
Prank Kids. I went 0-2. But all the guys that I played against were pair downs or lost with a bye. So I basically struggled through the whole game. But anyways, let's get to the deck profile. Like I said, I played Zephyros. They were an unusual deck. A lot of people didn't expect it. A lot of people didn't know what they did. Pendulum's like an old format. A lot of people didn't know what they can do, the special summoning, the way they came out, or the new ruling they have on it. So I had to do a lot of explaining of what they did. It's an easy deck. It's a fun deck. It's a lot of sync rolling coming out, or XYZ. But it's pretty fun. So I'm going to have my buddy say the names, pronounce it. I'm really bad with words and verbalizing stuff, so I stutter a lot or no problem. So he's going to say the cards' names, and I'm going to do a little explanation of what they do, okay? So here we go. So I played 3 of the Zephyros. What he do, he's just a big top dog. No matter what, you want to see him. What he does is when he's in the pendulum zone, you get a card from your pendulum, from your deck, and send it to the grave, a pendulum scale. Whatever scale you send, he becomes that scale. So if I need a scale 7, I'll look for a scale 7. If you can see it, I'll send him to the top of my extra deck, and he'll become that 7. If I need a scale 1, I can send it to the deck, to the extra deck, and he becomes that scale. So that's the whole point. He's just like a big mimic. He copies it. Of course, you have to play 3 of them because he is your key place. You need to get a set of them. Next set I play.
This one is the Zephyroony Secrets of the Yang Zing. So most of the Zephyr cards are based off of retrains of previous cards of Yang Zing, Shadal's Satellar Knights.
Yeah, they're just Zephyr, so basically they're all different types of types they are. So what this guy does, he's actually the second go card that you want. Basically what he does, when he's special summoned from by being pendulumed, you can actually special summon him. He gets a spell or trap. Maybe I think it's a spell or trap. No, actually no. He gets a Zephyr. Oh yeah. Zephyr spell or trap card from your deck and add it to your hand. I'll show you the different cards that you need to get to help him with this one. But this is actually your go-to. He actually is a 0-26. He has a big booty. So when you bring him out, he's basically a defender. Also, when he is destroyed by anything and sent to the extra deck, he gets to add another spell or trap card. So basically, you set him up, you have something to get rid of him, and the next turn, say in your opponent's turn, you have something to pop him, or he gets popped, you get to add again. So he's actually really good.
Next up is 3 copies of Zephyroxy, Treasure of the Yang Zing.
So also with this guy, a lot of these cards, like I said, they're all pendulums, so you're all going to see pendulums, they're all green. What this guy does, when he's special summoned by anything, especially pendulums, he can actually target another Zephyr card, and that Zephyr card will actually become a tuner. So basically, he's not a tuner, but he makes a card a tuner. So basically, if you pendulum, you have him in your hand, maybe you have this guy in your extra deck, you pendulum, they will go off, and you can do the chain links, blocking chain links, whatever, and then also you can target this guy to target him to make him a tuner. So he'll be a level 6 tuner with it. But with this guy, that's all he does as a tuner. But the only thing when he's sent to the grave, leaves the field, he does not go to the extra deck or the grave. He actually goes to the bottom of the deck. He returns back to the bottom of the deck so he can set more plays. So he's basically recycle. So you just once you use him, tune out whatever, he goes right back to the bottom of the deck. So you never lose him. So the only thing you have to worry about him is when he leaves the field and then you have like something that banishes him. Then that's the problem. But other than that, that's it. He's actually pretty good. He sets your only, and that's the only card that sets your tuners. Everything else doesn't set none of your tuners. He's the only tuner in your deck. So if he's gone, you have no way to get your action deck. He's perfectly okay.
Next, we have 3 copies of the
2 copies.
Oh, 2 copies of the Ritual Beast Zefra Pelika.
Pelika, yeah. Pelika's no, not Pelika. He's a
Yeah, it's a.
Oh yeah, Zephyr Pelika. Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, what this guy does, when he is normal or pendulum summon, I can target one Zephyr card monster in my grave and special summon it. This is sometimes when you're getting striked or something like that. Usually, all your pendulum cards, when they get destroyed, they go right back to the extra deck. But in this case, they get striked or something like that, they actually go to the graveyard. So when this card is normal or special, you can actually target a card in your graveyard that is a pendulum monster and special summon it to the field. That's the reason why you have to run tune-up, just in case, because strike is a thing or being popped. But anything destruction, all these cards actually go to the extra deck. So it's a lot of recursion just happening. So they just have to find a way to get rid of them.
Next one is Ritual Beast Tamer Zephyr Wendy.
So Zephyr Wendy, what it does is when this card is pendulum summon or normal summon, I can target a card in my extra deck and add it to my hand. So you already know a lot of these cards right here are going to go to the extra deck. So if I need an extra card, I can go, okay, well, I don't want to use a pendulum to screw myself. So I'll normal this, waste the normal, and then say maybe I need this guy because I have a card in my hand. Then I can add it to my hand, and then I can start penduluming. We're adding cards. They all go off. It's a bunch of crazy little things. Like I said, I'll show you a little example later on. But one of, because like I said, it adds a card from your extra deck, pendulum from your extra deck to your hand.
Next is the Satellar Knight Zephyr Exciton.
So Exciton, what Zephyr Exciton does is basically when he's pendulum summon or flip summon, you get to pop a back rope, set card, and actually any set card. Yeah, any set card. So any set card doesn't mean if it's a monster or a spell or trap card. When this card is flipped or pendulum, I can target another Zephyr card in my monster zone, pop that, and target a card my opponent has that is set, and I'll pop it as well. So it's a 2-for-1. But like I said, all these cards right here, it's easy because I could go, okay, I'm a flip summon it because I said it before, pop it, goes to the extra deck, and then if I need to pendulum, then I can bring them back and do it again. So it's really good. So it's just a 1-up because other than back roll, there's not a lot of set monsters that you have to worry about right now.
Next is Satellar Knight Zephyr Thugan.
Thugan is basically just like the other guy, but this guy pops face-up cards. So anything that face up, he can actually do the same thing. Pop another Zephyr card and choose a card that is face up on the field and pop it. Spell, trap, or monster, doesn't matter what it is, target and destroy. So it's real simple, real easy.
Alright, so next is his personal tech. It's the Zephyr Saber Sword Master of the Necros and a Necros of Brionic.
So the reason why I played these 2 cards, a lot of people were like tripping out when I was playing these cards. These 2 cards were actually almost MVP. If you guys already know, when you guys played the Necros format, this card was godlike. What this guy does is basically when he's ritual summons, you can actually activate his effect, bouncing 2 cards on the field each turn. Activate it, bounce 2 cards. Activate it, bounce 2 cards. It was ridiculous. The reason why I play this is because when you play him, when you have him in your hand, you can actually discard him to add another Necros card from your deck to your hand. So basically, he is a Necros, and he's a scale 1. So basically, if I have him in my hand, I need to get rid of him. I can pitch him, go to my deck, and add him. And then if I need him, I can play him. The other thing I do is that with this guy is he's actually a ritual spell. It sounds pretty weird, but what his effect is, you can actually use him as a ritual spell and use a monster with the same level as him. So it could be
Any of your
level 6s or 2 level 3s to bring him out. So I can, and they could be in your hand or field. So I can pitch him with him and bring out Necros. Easy. Then bounce something. So this card actually came out of MVP. I used it maybe all my matches to bounce something, and a lot of the people were like, "Wait, you can't do that." And I explained and showed, and yeah, it was real fun. So these are one of my 2 favorite cards that I teched in. A lot of people don't play these, but I did like pitching it, getting it, and after I do play the spell that brings a ritual card back to your hand. So once I ditch it, add it, and then bring back the card back to my hands and do it again. So it was fun. I did some right text and I liked it. I'll actually show you something else with this card when I get to my spells. I should be getting them pretty soon.
Next is Mermere. We did not get to use this card.
Mermere. Mermere was actually one of the cards that I was thinking that I was going to do pretty good because of the effect of
reducing its level to get a token.
Yeah, reducing the level, getting token, you're up to 3 tokens. So basically you have a 4 monster field. So you can link or something, but I never seen it in that tournament at all, so I might just cut it. It was just a one of. I'm thinking about cutting it, but if I think I got the 4 tokens and stuff, I think it would have been pretty good. But unfortunately, I didn't see it, so we'll see what happens next.
Next is Gizmek Kaku.
Gizmek Kaku. So Gizmek Kaku is basically one of the cards that I actually liked. It combos off with the spell, the field card that I have. With the fill card, this was a big combo, especially when I was telling you guys with the level, with the level 9 for tuning and stuff. I'll show you the extra deck monster. I'll show you the comment after. But he was actually another one because it stopped a lot of the people. This actually makes me go to my rank 9s and actually go to my XYZs. You'll see what I'm talking about later on. But he was a really good card too as well.
2 Planet Pathfinders.
2 Pathfinders. You guys know what Pathfinders. If you guys don't know, basically you normal summon it, triple it, add a spell field card from your hand, from your deck to your hand. Simple, easy. You know, like I said. And also, if you guys didn't know, when you pendulum and you have this card in your hand, you can play them. That's it. You don't waste a normal special summon or normal summon, so you can actually do a lot more plays. Or if you have the field card already and these are just level 4s, you can actually just make more plays with them. So I'll show you, like I said, I'll show you more of the plays what I'm talking about when I get to the other spells and trap cards.
Next, we're getting up to your hand traps.
So the hand traps I played, I only played 2 hand traps, but 3 of each. First one is of course Drone Lock. There's a lot of searching in this format right now, and this actually did a lot of work, just stopping dead stops. So if you guys know, you ditch it from your hand, and from there on, they can't add any more cards to their deck to their hand. So it's actually really good. Next one will be the Ash Blossoms. Everyone plays Ash Blossoms, so if you don't play Ash, you need to. This is the MVP as well because stops special summoning, adding as well. So did pretty good. From here on, I'm gonna get to my spells, I believe.
Yep.
The first spells are gonna be my field card.
The Zefra Oracle, or Oracle of Zefra.
Yeah, Oracle of Zefra. So this was the card I was telling you about that has a lot of combos that goes on with this. With Zefra Oracle, when this card is played, you add a Zefra monster from your deck to your hand. So automatically, when you play this, you want to get him. If you don't have him, this card will get you this. So you want to find this as soon as you can. But like I said, if you have outgoing plays, then you can search any of your other monsters that you need to set off combos or next things like that. So this card will get you any Zephyr or any tutor card, because all these cards right here are Zephyr cards. They're all different, but they're all Zephyrs. So basically this card will get you any card in your whole deck. So on top of that, when I was saying about combinations, this Zephyr card has different abilities, and the different abilities are done when you use the tune ritual by using a pendulum monster. So like one of the effects on this card is when you ritual summon with a pendulum card, which is the
Zephyr Swordmaster.
yeah, with this guy, these guys, exactly what it says. When you pendulum using a pendulum monster, you ritual summon, I get to shuffle one monster on the field. Doesn't matter what it is. Doesn't target. Doesn't do anything. So it's a free shuffle. So if someone's playing the Dragoon, boom, I'll hit that Dragoon. Shuffle it back. Oh, well, I used it for a ritual. Now I have 2 more bounces. So basically I have 3 bounce combo. Right there. Just gone. The only thing that he does target, so if he targets something that I can't target, that's fine. But this is a 3 bounce combo. 1 free bounce, whatever it is, and 2 more bounces. So that's why that combo with my tech was pretty good. The second one is fusion. Usually I don't fusion in this deck, but if I fusion, I can special summon 1 monster from my hand. So if I have fusion summon with a Zephyr or a pendulum card, will automatically special summon a card from my hand to the field. Next one is synchro summon. When I synchro summon, I can choose 1 monster from my deck and place it on top of my deck. So basically, I'll get like same with the big guy. What's his name?
Kaku. Gizmek Kaku.
So Gizmek Kaku will actually go. I'll look for it, add it on top of my deck. If you guys know what Croc does, you get it. Croc does basically you get a draw card, right when he's synchroed. So basically, you're stacking it. Basically, you're setting it up and stack it and set to go. You guys didn't know what Gizmo Crocker does too as well. This one, right?
Yeah, Gizmek Kaku.
Kaku.
As long as you have a creature in the extra deck zone.
Face up in
Face
your
up in
extra
extra
zone, you can special summon from your hand. So basically, all my cards, all my pendulums will get special summoned. All my pendulums will be in the face up on the extra zone, and then this guy can automatically be special summoned. So this is a free level 9, and he's a 2750. So basically, we're having these 2 level 9s out. You basically have 2 level 9s, and you can make VFD. And yes, I pay VFD, unfortunately. So,
Yep.
but you gotta have to when you can make easily level 9.
Yep, that
So this
very
is
fun dragon.
yeah. So this is why you play this as well. And the last thing is when you XYZ summon with the pendulum monster, I can draw a card, then discard a card, and I can actually use all the effects of this card for each ability I'm using. So I can use all of these if I synchro summons. I don't have to choose one. Whatever I do, they all go off, and I only can use them once per turn.
Next is Zephyr Providence. 3 copies.
So Zephyr Providence is actually one of the other MVPs. This is the mandatory only because this actually searches any Zephyr card, I believe. Any Zephyr card from my deck to my hand. So basically, all these, like I said, once again, all these cards are Zephyrs. This whole deck is searched, even the field card, by this one card. So basically, all this is searched with this one card. So basically, this searches out my monsters, and then this will search out anything that I need extra. So you have 2 ways to search for things, and it's really, really good. Also, in the grave, when it's in the grave, not the turn it was sent though, if a Zephyr card would be banished, card or cards would be destroyed by anything, I can banish this instead and protect them. So basically, some guy tried to do, I think he had twin tornadoes, and he tried to pop my field and one of my pendulums, and I just banished this, and then he scooped. That was it, because he thought that was the only play he had. So, but that was actually a good one too as well.
Next is the Zephyr Path.
So this one is the best one of the whole deck, only because it says either player cannot special summon except from hand or extra deck. That's it. You can't special from the grave. You can't special from banish anywhere else. So this is actually gets around a lot of the decks right now, especially Outlage, and also Nibru, because Nibru, it tells you to tribute summon and then summon a token. But this is reading where's that token coming from. So basically, you can't Nibru me. This actually prevents you from Nibru me. So actually, it's a big old block against anything. So it's really good. I love it because all I do is special summon from my extra deck, because when I pendulum, they're coming from the extra deck. And if I have cards in my hand, they're special summoning from my hand. And that's what the pendulum does, format, not the format, pendulum key does. So it's actually really good. So it's only a 1-of. I might bump this to 2-of, but once I have a 1-of, it's really hard to get rid of, only because I only can activate this card when I have 2 scales on the field from 1 to 7. Okay. Top of that, once I do, this card can't be targeted at all. You can't target this card with anything. You actually have to pop one of the scales first. When you pop one of the scales, then this will automatically get popped. But if you remember, if I have this card in the grave, because this card can actually search the path, I can actually go, okay, where are you going to pop up my scale? I can banish this, protect it, try again. And that's what happened a couple of times. So, really good, really good.
Next are all your little search spells, generic
So my
ones.
search spells, okay. So, you guys know the
Necrozybrionic.
yeah, the Bronic. So this will search your Bronic. So if I don't have my scale 1 or anything, like I said, I could go search Bronic, add Bronic, dish Bronic to get the master. Right? What did I do with master? I think it's in the front. Yeah, to get master. So this card will get me that combo right there. Just one card will get me a 2-card combo. Top of that, if I already ditched him, I can actually get the second one and add him back and then go off again. Because this guy doesn't need to be in my hand to do the ritual. I can actually pendulum summon him and then use the cards on the field, banish, tribute, and then get Bronic right out. So that's why I like this combo, because it's recycled. So it's really, really good. Next one is going to be, of course, you guys know Terraforming. You guys need a 1. You need to field card automatically. So Terraforming is really good.
And next is my new favorite addition to the
Yeah,
deck.
so the new one is the Pot of Prosperity. I was running 3, but I noticed that when I was running 3, I went through my extra. I go through my extra deck a lot, so this actually hurts me because I go through it, and once I have no more, I'm done. The other thing about this is so broken right now because a lot of players have to worry about their extra deck being going through pretty fast, so they lose a lot of the monsters pretty fast. This card actually works against my pendulum monsters, because technically they are extra deck monsters face up in the extra deck zone. So basically, if I have all this stuff in the field, I can actually play this and use the extra deck monsters that I use as my field. So I don't have to go to my extra deck at all. I don't have to use these monsters at all, my link monsters or nothing. If I have these guys on top like this already used, I can say, okay, well, I have 3 here, I'm going to use these 3. I get to choose which one and, put them face down, and then I can do my top 3 and add 1 card to my hand. So this actually is pretty good for the top 3 for my extra deck, because a lot of people didn't know. I got judged on, I think, called twice on me because they didn't know I can do that. They actually thought it was a XYZ, a Synchro, or a Link monster. They didn't know that the pendulum monsters also count because they're in the top of my extra monster zone, extra deck. So they actually go something like that. So when I play this card, I can actually use the pendulum monsters as a cost to look at the top 3. So that's actually pretty good. And it's funny how I got caught on judge because of these, because they thought I was cheating, or you can't use those. I'm like, yeah, you can. So that was funny about it.
Next, write your traps. 5 traps.
Yeah, my trap line is real low because I didn't really go through a lot of traps. This one right here is nine pillars. 9 pillars, basically what it does, I target a Yang Zing monster, destroy it, and then I get to shuffle a card back to the field deck, or if you even activate it, back to the deck. So it shuffles right back. So it doesn't target either. So actually really good. And it's a counter trap, so you can't even respond to it unless you have a strike or something.
Your next counter trap, Zephyr Divine Strike.
So Zephyr has their own counter trap. It's the same thing, but the thing is with this is actually when you if you use a card in your extra monster zone, when you counter trap with this, you actually have to get the card from your extra monster zone, from your extra deck, and actually banish it. So this is a 2 for. So it's like I said, okay, well, I don't need that card no more. I have this. get rid of it. But like I said, you really don't want to get rid of your monsters because each time a monster leaves the field, it goes right back up top here. You never lose it. It's not like a dead card. You could always use it for something else. My last card is now this is truly MVP. The whole deck is Zephyr War. Zephyr War is actually the MVP of this whole deck. Of course, it's a trap card, but it's very different with this trap card. If I control a scale 1 to 7, doesn't matter what it is, I can actually pitch this card from my hand. It actually targets a card on the field and destroys it. That's what it does. But if I have a pendulum scale up on either player turn, whoever it is, I can actually, if it's in my hand, I can actually pitch it from my hand and destroy anything. Simple as that. And like I said, this card is searchable by the field card, the spell card, and evil also with the big booty guy can search this card. So this is actually one of the things. So basically, one of the things, if you have like the let me see, the path, and then you have your guys Providence, you can actually get away with this because when you banish this, you pop something, because you do have to pop something. All these cards, you have to have a cost to pop something, another Zephyr card to activate the effect. So basically, you could protect them, pop something for free. It's really good. So this was actually MVP. This one got me a lot of. These two cards are actually the ones that got me a lot of games winning. Cast special something, they bring out something, I'll pop something, and that's it. There's nothing to really do. And like I said, I don't have to set this. I can set one, but I can always have one in my hand and do it. So it's I liked it a lot. It's really good. This is a deck that is one of the best decks that I played so far. It was fun. A lot of people didn't know what they did, how they did it, and it was fun. And I'm willing to play this again. Tweak it a little bit, get going. So next is my extra deck.
We're gonna start with your basic combo here of two very fun dragons.
Yeah. So of course, I don't really have to say much about very fun dragons. Basically, they don't let you do anything. Now imagine this card with your path. You can't special or try to special, and now you can't really do anything with the elements. I was playing game 1. I played Thunder Dragons. I called Light. They couldn't do anything, and then they couldn't even try to beat over this because I had this on the field. They couldn't even special from the banish. So just these 3 cards is a lockdown, and it's unfortunate. It sucks, but that's how usually is. You make a board and you try to break it. You can't. Sorry.
Next is Croco Dragon and Cloud Castle.
So Croco and Cloud Castle are basically the same thing, just to get my BFD. So the VFD is basically the main boss guy you want to go through. But that's what I was saying about the Croco. Basically, this will set up with this and the field card. With the field card as well, the Croc will get me the guy to go to the Kaku on top of the deck. This guy will set it to draw it because I have an extra deck monster. Because you guys remember, I have to special summon the tuner and the big guy to make the 9. So these guys will be on my extra deck already face up. He'll be special summoned. I can do damage if I want to. If by turn 1, I can just go XYZ right into this. I can use this effect. I can't use this effect because remember, I gotta use the pendulum monster. These guys are not pendulum monsters. So boom, there you go, BFD. Of course, I'm gonna have the path there. Boom, go. And then detach, shotgun it, go off that way. So that's what is pretty good. Top of that, later on, what this guy does. Target a level 9 monster in your grave, and bring it back. Basically, you have 2 targets. Boom, there you go. There's the other BFD. Simple.
Next is the Atephis Horus and the Dampier Vampire.
So the Horus, if you guys know what Horus does, what Horus does is basically when this card is synchro, I can use activate one of the effects. Monster, effect monster, pendulum monster. Unfortunately, I don't really use it for the other ones except the pendulum one. What the pendulum one does is when your opponent chooses the monster they control, and basically gives it to me for the turn. And I think it makes it a level 6, or this one makes it
the vampire.
a vampire. So the vampire basically makes it level 6. So the creature that I'll take, say maybe it's one something, whatever. So this guy will actually become a level 6. I can XYZ into it and make it a level 6.
And this way they lose.
And they lose that target, they won't get that back, and then I can detach and actually get another monster they control from the grave and add it and take control of it. So this is just a thing to take over. Especially this actually works with Dragoon. They, a lot of people play Dragoon pass. This doesn't target. You give me Dragoon, and then I take Dragoon and overlay with them, and now you lost Dragoon. Simple as that. So it's a really good lock too as well.
Next is Yazi. We were testing that out for the Mare.
Yeah, so Yazi was actually, I did like Yazi, but like I said, I used it once to get to try to get the Mare, but then they stopped me from getting it. But basically what it does, when he dies, I can add a Worm type monster from my deck to the field, and then go off from there. But I didn't only use him once, but he got stopped. So I wish I'm going to use him a little bit later, see how it works again.
Next, we have the Virtual World QB, and then Nirvana High Paladin.
So, let's do Nevada. Nevada is pretty good. I haven't really got into him because it's a 10 drop. Basically, what he does is when he's destroyed, I can put him right into the scale, and then any monsters that's attacking with the extra deck monster, it halves your attack, and it's just a beat over. It's really good, but I never got to a chance to use them. I might get them out. I didn't even use them once in the tournament. But we'll see how things go. Also, with the Virtual Person. This is actually pretty good because a lot of cards that had to be banished. This is a big old, what's it called?
It's a big old Macrocosmos.
Macrocosmos, yeah. So basically when you play him, boom, macro, everything, even my guys. So I have to really be careful with this. When I set this guy, I gotta make sure I have path and something else to protect them, and if I know I'm not going to do anything else and just sit on this, I'm going to. Also, what's fun about this guy too is that all my creatures are different elements, so basically I can banish 2 if he's in the grave, banish 2 and then bring him back, and it will stick there again. But he's a really good one. I think I played against what was that deck? It's a Barian deck, I forgot what it's called. Basically what they did, they bring someone out bigger and they try to swing over you, but you couldn't do nothing because they didn't go to the grave, they get banished, so it didn't work. So pretty good card.
Next is Gravity Controller.
Gravity Controller basically is one of those cards no one really seen either. If this card is I only can use an extra deck monster to summon this card, to summon this card. What he does is when he attacks a extra deck monster, they both get bounced. So it's a bounce. It doesn't target, so whatever I swing into, it bounces. So pretty good.
Next is IP Masquerena and Barricade Board Blocker.
So
that's super rare. Looks so nice.
Yeah, I like this a lot. We got it the same day as tournament, so this is actually pretty nice. You guys know what IP does? Basically, on your opponent's turn, make something bigger, and it can be indestructible. Quick play, that's pretty good. What this guy Blocker does, I don't know if you guys know what he does. When this guy is Link Summon, I could discard a card. At the end of my turn, I can add any continuous spell or field card from my deck to my hand. And then he could protect one of the continuous spell traps once per turn. So it's pretty good.
Zephyr Metaltron?
Metatron. So basically, this is the only Zephyr card that they have out. That's a Link Summon. It basically just helps you to Link Summon more. It gives you 3 arrows so you can Link Summon out, because with Link Summoning from your extra deck, if you don't have a Link monster that targets, you only can Link Summon into the one Link zone, the extra zone. You can't do anything else. So even say if I have 2 Pendulum monsters in the extra monster zone, right? If I have them like this in the extra monster zone, I cannot Link Summon here and then Link Summon Pendulum Summon here. I can't do that. It's only gonna use the one spot. So I gotta link to something that has more arrows. So if I do have extra monsters that are in the extra monster zone, I have to then I can pendulum summon to where the arrows point. But if I do not have a monster that has arrows, I only can, and I have 3, I only can link pendulum one monster and use only that one zone. But if I have these cards in my hand, if these cards are in my hand, then I can link summon as many as I have. Say if I have something like this, like 5 and like 4 in my hand, I can link summon 1 from the extra deck and like 4 in my hand. So that's the difference. But from coming from the extra deck, I gotta make sure I have a link monster or an arrow so at point so I can do more linking from the extra deck.
Next is Underworld Goddess and your Boral Sword.
So these guys, Borusaur is another one that helps a lot. If you guys know what Borusaur does, basically, when he attacks, you can actually target a monster on the field, make a defense position, and attack again. Also, when he has an effect, it's just like an honest, basically. When he attacks a special summon monster, he gets the attack of that monster and beats over. This guy actually won me one game. He's actually one of the new Link monsters that came out. Basically, what it does is I can use monsters on your opponent's side of the field to link with this. So basically, it's a 4 link, I believe, 4 extra monster link, but also I can use your opponent. So I go 3, and then say if you have a card that I can't get over, oh, I'm gonna link with that. Boom, link someone with it. I don't really know his others effects. Let's see. I can choose one of your monsters. When this card is link summoned, I can negate the effect of all face-up monsters your opponent controls. Link face summon monsters and unaffected by your opponent's effects unless they target this card first. Once per turn, your opponent activate cards that affect the special summon monsters from the grave. You could quick effect and negate that effect. So that's actually pretty good because I only used it to take someone's monster and they scooped. So I didn't know the other effect because once I I have 3 Zephyr cards out, I'll just use a monster to get it over. I think it was Thunder Dragon where he was gonna pop something even I brought it. So I pendulum. I said response. He had no response, and then I went into her, and he was like, "Oh, okay, you got it." And that was it. So this actually won me a game as well. But that is my deck profile for this one. I do have an extra deck, side deck.
But that's okay for now.
So
keep that hidden as a hidden
yeah,
deck.
it's pretty fun. I like this one. The only thing I'm going to show you that I did main. Because trap cards are a pain. I can't get rid of them. I don't play a lot of back row, so these were not used, but I'm going to use these pretty soon. The trap cards are really a problem. But yeah, that is my deck profile. My name is Jacob. This is my Zephyr Pendulum deck, and like I said, it's very fun. Very, very fun deck, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Yeah, and I'll see you guys again. Thank you for having me, and I'll see you guys later. Thank you.